We're still in 121, and we're going to read a few verses here. Now, we're talking about the Spirit of the Holy Ghost, which our forefathers have waited with anxious expectation to be revealed in the last times, which their minds were appointed by the angels, as held in reserve for the fullness of their glory. A time to come, which nothing shall be withheld, neither whether there be one God or many gods, they shall be manifest. All thrones and dominions, principalities and powers shall be revealed and set forth. I think I put in this one. So, President Holland gave a talk. I should say Elder Holland at this time, but he's always my president because he's president of BYU when I was there. Reminds us in 2008, most of the time speak of the facility at Liberty as a jail or a prison, and certainly it was that. But Elder Brigham H. Roberts of the First Council of the 70, in recording the history of the church, spoke of the facility as a temple, or more accurately, a prison temple. So Holland, in his talk in 2008, continues with this idea of a prison temple. It wasn't like a temple we'd have because they had people, as we learned earlier this week, is a place Joseph Smith described as hell with devils all around. People swearing it's a horrible place. It was a dirty straw mattresses to sleep on, and just I can't imagine how horrid that was. So it's not a temple we'd think about today. All thrones and dominions, and think of this is what this is given in, is such a place, and hearing the travails and flight of the saints as well, from Missouri. All thrones, dominions, principalities, and powers shall be revealed and set forth upon all who have endured valiantly for the gospel of Christ. And also, if there be bounds set to the heavens, or the seas, or the dry land, or to the sun, moon, or stars, all the times of their revolutions, all the days and months, years, and all their days, months, years, and all their glories and set times shall be revealed in the days of the dispensation of the fullness of times. And I believe that's being fulfilled as we're learning more about the cosmos and everything, more than ever before. And it doesn't have to just come through the revelations. It can come through all the wonderful things that we've got nowadays, the telescopes that are catching images of the heavens that we've never seen before. According to that which was ordained in the midst of the council of the eternal God and other gods before the world was, that should be reserved unto the finishing and the end thereof, when every man shall enter into his eternal presence and into his immortal rest. And then we've got, I think that's, how long can the waters remain impure? What power shall stay the heavens? Before we go on, I think I've got another quote from President Holland. One of the In one way or another, great or small, dramatic or incidental, every one of us is going to spend a little time in Liberty Jail. Spiritually speaking, we will face things we do not want to face for reasons that may not be our fault. Indeed, we may face difficult circumstances for reasons that were not absolutely right and proper reasons that came because we were trying to keep the commandments of the Lord. Now, I can't say what all I have to face or what I have faced, but I can say in the last month or so, since I've had both a heart attack and a stroke at 57, and I don't lead a sedentary life. I don't smoke, don't drink, or anything like that. They kept asking me that. Do you smoke? Do you drink? Well, no, I don't. So, just a lot of things there. Yet, I have this, and I'm not saying it's completely my Liberty Jail, but it is something that I have to go through. And we all have things that we need to go through. And I'm not even saying that this is the worst thing that I've had to deal with in my life. But we do have things in our lives that we deal with. And we need to stay close to the covenants and to God. How long shall the waters remain impure? What power shall stay? I love this. If you look on the number 33, 34, 30, the rest of this chapter, they all have blue under them. That means that these were scriptures that, as a missionary, we memorized. These are some most powerful scriptures we have in the Doctrine and Covenants, I think. And that's why I don't mind spending a little more time on them. What power shall stay the heavens, as well as man might stretch forth his puny arm and stop the Missouri River in its decreed course, or to turn it upstream, as to hinder the Almighty from pouring down knowledge from heaven upon the heads of the Latter-day Saints. I think that's a really powerful imagery, and just go and try it in your local river or something, and just see if you can just stop it by putting your hand there. If it's a small one, maybe you can, but you find even then they'll find a way around. Behold, there are many called, but few are chosen, and why are they not chosen? Before we go on from there, I have one more from President Holland's talk. But the lessons of the winter of 1838-39 teach us every experience can become a redemptive experience if we remain bonded to our Father in heaven through it. We need to remember that as we go forth, and no matter what comes in your way, know that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is His church, and that it has prophets and apostles. And behold, there are many called, but few are chosen. And why are they not chosen? Because their hearts are set so much on the things of the world and aspire to the honors of men that they do not learn this one lesson, that the rights of the priesthood are inseparably connected with the powers of heaven, and the powers of heaven cannot be controlled nor handled on the principles of righteousness. Nor handled only upon the principles of righteousness. Get it right, because it's really important. is very true. I remember learning this as a missionary and trying to put it together all the time as the importance of anything I do that is connected with heaven and the powers of heaven cannot be controlled or handled only upon the principles of righteousness, that we have to live that righteous life that the Lord wants us to live, and He teaches us how to do it. We'll talk more about this tomorrow, and I hope you have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.